That video finally posted too. You hear me? I can't hear you.
I said, I knew it was gonna post once she said that that she could see it. So I just knew it was gonna post. We just had to give it a little time. All right, let's do this real quick.
Never trust your enemy.
Shalom, shalom, everybody. 1 second.
Never trust your enemies.
All right. One second. Let me see. Shalom, Mark. Shalom. Just give me 1 second real quick. We're going to get started with this lesson real quick. Bear with me. As y'all see the title, we're going to go into this real quick. And then right after this lesson, we're going to do another lesson. So y'all stay tuned. Just let me get this situated real quick. Shalom, shalom, son of the Most High, shalom.
Hey, I could just do mine. I just do mine Friday.
You gonna do it Friday?
Yeah, I can just do mine Friday night.
Okay, well, we can do that too. So like it, y'all. The captain gonna do his lesson Friday night. All right, so y'all stay tuned for the lesson that's coming for Friday night. That will be live. All right. So look, we ready. Okay. All right, let's get it. Like I said before, shalom to everybody tuning in. And first and foremost, we want to give all praise, all honor, and glory to the Most High God Yahweh, by Hashem Hamashiach Yahushai, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, right? So this lesson we're going to go into Romans chapter 11, right? Grafted in. Is grafted in talking about Israel, or is it talking about the other nations? All right. So we're going to go into this real quick. All right. So let's start off here. Let me share my screen real quick. Uh-oh. Forgot to do this. 1 second, y'all. All right. Let me share my screen. All right. All right. We're going to go to the book of Genesis. All right. You want to read for us, Captain DeBar?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
All right. Let me try to blow this up while you getting situated. There we go. I think that's easier.
All right, Con, I'm ready.
All right, so we're going to start off reading the book of Genesis chapter 1, and we're going to start at verse 11 and read verse 11 and 12. All right, you ready
Con.
up?
Yeah, con. So this
All
is
right.
the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 11, right? Genesis chapter 1, verse 11, it says, and God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth, and it would sow. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good.
Right. So the scriptures talk about how God said, let the earth bring forth grass, herb yielding seeds, and fruit trees yielding fruit. That's the point I want to harp on. The fruit trees yielding fruit after his kind, right? So the trees yielding fruit will bring forth fruit and trees after his kind, whose seed is in itself. So the seed is going to be of itself, right, upon the earth. And it was so. Verse 12 says, and the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seeds after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit whose seed was in itself, right? After his kind, right? And God saw that it was good. So this is a good thing in the eyes of the Most High. When you have something dealing with seeds, that it bears fruit and yields fruit or seeds after its kind. Okay. You don't have an apple tree and it springs up a lemon tree, right? Because that's not good in the sight of the Most High. That's confusion. Okay. So the Bible says that it says, and the tree yielding fruit whose seed was in itself after his kind, and God saw that it was good. So this is a good thing in the sight of the Most High. We cannot try to change this. This is what's good in the sight of the Most High. All right. Shalom, powerful officer Aharon in the building. Shalom, Ak. So let's go to, matter of fact, I didn't even pull it up. Let's do this real quick. Let's just go to Romans 11 really quick. All right. And if you can, let's start at verse 16. First
God,
off, let's do this. Let's start at verse 1 really quick.
God. This is the book of Romans, chapter 11 and verse 1. Romans, chapter 11, verse 1. It says, I say then, have God cast away his people? God forbid. For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin.
Right. So he says, have God cast away his people? He says, God forbid. So he says, no, he has not cast away his people. He says, for I am also an Israelite of the seed of Abraham of the tribe of Benjamin. So he's letting you know that he's a seed after his own kind, just like we read in the book of Genesis, right? He's an Israelite of the seed of Abraham of the tribe of Benjamin, right? So let's jump down to verse 16 really quick.
God, verse 16. It says, For if the first fruit be holy, the lump is also holy. And if the root be holy, so are the branches.
Right. It says, for if the first fruit be holy, right? The lump is also holy. And if the root be holy, so are the branches. All right. So let's see this real quick. Let's go here. Right. If you could read the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 3.
God. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 3. Jeremiah, chapter 2, and verse 3. And it reads, Salakia, it says, Israel was holiness unto the Lord, and the first fruits of his increase. All that devour him shall offend. Evil shall come upon them, said the Lord.
Right. So Israel was holiness unto the Lord and the first fruits of his increase. So when we go back to Romans, when it talks about the first fruit being holy, We can see here in the book of Jeremiah, it talks about Israel was holiness unto the Lord. Right here, it says Israel was holiness unto the Lord, and the first fruits of his increase. Okay, so we can see that the first fruits are what? Israel. The holiness is Israel, right? Then it says the lump is also holy. Okay, and then it says, and the root be holy, so are the branches. All right, so let's go here really quick. I think this is what I want. One second. I think it's Numbers. This is what I want. All right, so let's start here. Numbers 15, right? 15. Let's start at verse 19.
God. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 19. Numbers, chapter 15, verse 19. Salakia.
You can just read it off the screen, if that help you out.
Yeah, it's kind of small though, but I will. It says,
okay.
Yeah, it says, then it shall be that when ye eat of the bread of the land, ye shall offer up. Yeah, the water. It says, then it shall be that when ye eat of the bread of the land, ye shall offer up an heave offering unto the Lord. Ye shall offer up a cake of the first of your dough for an heave offering, as ye do the heave offering of the threshing floor. So shall ye heave it. Of the first of your dough ye shall give unto the Lord an heave offering in your generations.
Right. So I went here to show that even in our Torah, we had to offer up our first of our bread of our dough, and it belonged to the Most High. Right. So when he told us that the first fruit was holy and the lump is also holy, I'm showing you how the lump is also holy when we go back to our Torah, right? And we had to give the what? The dough unto the priest, right? And I'm going to show you also how Israel was considered holy. Let's go here real quick. And what we have to offer up dealing with being the first fruit, right? Can you see that out?
God. It says, Exodus 13:2, sanctify unto me all the firstborn, whatsoever opened the womb among the children of Israel, both of man and of beast, it is mine.
Right. So this is how the firstborn or the first fruit of Israel was considered holy, because it belonged to the Most High. We belong to the Most High, right? As a nation. All right. So let's go here really quick. Let's go back here and let's read verse 17.
God. Verse 17, it says, and if some of the branches be broken off, and thou being a wild olive tree, were grafted in among them, and with them partakers of the root and fatness of the olive tree.
Kind. So it says, if some of the branches be broken off. So it's talking about branches, right? Where is he getting this concept? Okay. Let's go here really quick. I didn't even get the root being holy, but let's get here real before we proceed forward. If we can read this.
God, this is Revelations 22:16. It says, I, Yahweh, shall have sent mine angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and offspring of David, and the bright and morning star.
So when it was talking about in Romans, because I was moving too fast, when it says, and if the root be holy, so are the branches. So what is the root? Right? What is the root? We see it right here. Where are we at? We see it right here. I, Yahushai, right? He says, I am the root. Right there. I am the root. So he is the root that is holy. All right. Let's go back to Romans real quick. And it says, verse 17, and if some of the branches be broken off, okay, If some of the branches be broken off, what is he referring to? Right? That's what we need to ask ourselves. Shalom, shalom, everybody. Let's go to Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah chapter 11. I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit out, just so you can see that a little bit better. All right, so this is Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 13. We're gonna read from 13 to 17. All right.
This is Jeremiah 11 and 13. It says, "For according to the number of thy cities were thy gods, O Judah, and according to the number of the streets of Jerusalem have ye set up altars to that shameful thing, even altars to burn incense unto Baal. Therefore pray not thou for this people, neither lift up cry or prayer for them, for I will not hear them in the time that they cry unto me for their trouble. What have my beloved to do in mine house, seeing she have wrought lewdness with many, and the holy flesh is passed from thee? When thou doest evil, then thou rejoicest. The Lord calleth thy name a green olive tree, fair and of goodly fruit. With the noise of a great tumult, he hath kindled fire upon it, and the branches of it are broken."
In verse 16, it says, "The Lord called thy name a green olive tree," right? Fair and of goodly fruit, right? So this olive tree brought goodly fruit. And according to Genesis chapter 1, it says that the tree was going to bring forth fruit after his kind, right? Right? So it was going to bring forth fruit after his kind. So it says, "The Lord called thy name a green olive tree, fair and goodly fruit," right? "With the noise of a great tumult, he have kindled fire upon it," right? "And the branches of it," right, "are broken." So we can see that. Why was it broken? Because they were making sacrifice on the altar to Baal, right here, right? They were making sacrifices to another god, right? So let's read verse 17.
Verse 17. "For the Lord of hosts that planted thee hath pronounced evil against thee, for the evil of the house of Israel and of the house of Judah, which they have done against themselves to provoke me to anger, and offering an incense unto Baal."
So this is how the branches were broken off, because they offered up incense unto Baal, right? And I'm going to bring out a precept, I believe. Let's see. All right, we'll just keep on going. It's gonna. All right, let's keep on going real quick. Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 4. Let me see. Let me get. I want verse 3 actually. Let's read verse 3 out. You muted?
Oh, Salaki, I'm overreading. It says, "Israel was holiness unto the Lord, and the first fruits of his increase. All that devour him shall offend. Evil shall come upon them, said the Lord."
So evil was going to come upon the children of Israel, even though they were holy, because they started following after other gods, right? Right? They started going to what? Idolatry, right? Let's read the next this next precept here. Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 21. We're gonna go down a couple of verses.
God. Verse 21. It says, "Yet I have planted thee a noble vine, Wally
Right.
a ripe seed."
And that word Wally, that word Wally, I believe, goes into holy, right? Let's look at this real quick.
It means fully or totally, completely.
Let's dive into it, y'all. Kind. It says trustworthiness, right? Stability, certainty, truth, assured, establishment, faithful, right, sure, right? Kind. Sureness, reliability, continuance, right? True doctrine, right? Here we go, right here. Look, true doctrine. Okay. Let's go back to it real quick. So it says, yet I planted thee a noble vine, right? Wally, a right seed. How then art thou turned into a degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me? How did they do that? How did they do that? They went off into idolatry. Right here. I planted, he said here in verse 17, for the Lord of hosts that planted thee had pronounced evil against thee for the evil of the house of Israel and the house of Judah, which they have done against themselves to provoke me to anger and offering incense unto Baal. So this is how the other all the tribes have broken their branches, right? When we go back to Romans, right? Where we at? Let's go down a little bit. Right? Read verse 17 again.
God, verse 17. And if some of the branches be broken off, and thou, being a wild olive tree, wert grafted in among them, and with them partakers of the root and fatness of the olive tree.
Exactly. Right? So this is how the branches were broken off, because Israel went off and offering incense unto Baal, right? So that's why you have these verses that Paul are putting out to bring them back into the family, because a lot of them went off into idolatry. A lot of them went off into fornication, spiritual fornications against the Most High, right? Let's go here really quick. Let's go to Romans chapter 11, right? Verse 20.
God, verse 20. It says, well, because of unbelief they were broken off, and thou standest by faith. Be not high-minded, but fear.
Right. It says, well, because of unbelief, they were broken off, right? Because of their unbelief and their fornication, their spiritual fornication against the Most High, right? They were broken off, right? They were broken off from the family, right? They were taking, what do you call that? They were assimilating with these heathens, right? So they were being broken off from what? Israel, right? So that's why you have this verse here, right? Right? This is why you have this verse here, Paul speaking about, right? Ephesians 2 and 11. You there, Rock?
Salakia, man. My bad. It says, wherefore remember that ye being in times past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands.
So he says, remember, right, that ye being in times past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called circumcision in the flesh made by hands, right? Read verse 12.
Verse 12, that at that time ye were without Hamashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope and without God in the world.
Right, because they were going off, right? They were basically going into idolatry. They were being assimilated to these other nations. So what happened to them? They were being considered as Gentiles in the flesh, right? We got another precept when you go to I believe it's verse 12. It says, start at verse 1.
God, verse 1. It says, now concerning spiritual, Romans 12:1, it says, now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I will not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led.
Right? So they were Gentiles. How were they Gentiles? Because they were going after the other gods. They were carried away unto dumb idols, right? Not of the Most High. They didn't fear the Most High, right? They were in unbelief. So what? They were considered as Gentiles, right? In the flesh, just like the scriptures say. Let's go back here really quick. All right. Romans 11, verse 23.
Okay. It says, and they also, if they abide not still in unbelief, shall be grafted in, for God is able to graft them in again.
So it says, and they also, if they abide not in unbelief, shall be grafted in, for God is able to graft them in again. So how and when were the other nations grafted in the first time? That's what you got to ask yourself, right? Because this word here, again, meaning more than once, meaning before they were brought in, right? So when were the other nations brought in to the family of Israel, right? Before. What other nation was brought into Israel? That's what you have to ask yourself, right? None. This is talking about Israel, right? When you go to the book of Romans chapter 9, right? The adoption belongs to them. They're the ones that can be brought back into the family, right? They're the ones that are the line of its this line in the seed of its own kind, just like it says in Genesis. And the Most High said it was good, right? The earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seeds after his kind. So this is nature, right? The Most High isn't the author of confusion. And it says, and the tree yielding fruit. And what do we as men? We bring forth seed. We bring forth the fruit, right? Right? And it says, whose seed was in itself. The seed was in us as being what? The tree, right? Just like it says, the stock of Abraham, right? So we're going to bring forth that fruit after what? Its own kind. All right. So you can't make this up. After his kind. And what? And God saw that it was good. All right. It's good in the eyes of the Most High, man. Right? Ain't no drafted in for the nations. All right. This is to bring Israel back. All right. Let's go here real quick. Isaiah 10:21.
God, it says, Isaiah 10:21, it says, the remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty God. Salakia.
The remnant will return, man. Even the remnant of Jacob unto the mighty God. So here goes the prophet Isaiah prophesying, saying that the remnant shall return, right? They're going to come out of the unbelief, right? They're going to come back to the Most High. All right, let's go forth. This is going to be the last precept here.
God, it says, this is Ezekiel 37:22. And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king of them all. And they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all.
Exactly, because they're going to be brought back together as one nation, one family. All right, this is the prophet Ezekiel now talking about how the nation is going to come back into one nation, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, because they both went off into idolatry. All right, so they're going to be brought back as one nation. And it says, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all. They're never going to be divided anymore. They're going to be what? One nation. All right.
Hey,
So go ahead,
God, and that goes into even Yahweh spoke of this, man. He's in John 10. So this is John 10. You already got John 10?
Go ahead, I didn't have it in my notes. Go ahead.
This is the book of John, chapter 10, and verse. I'll start at 14. It says, I am the good shepherd, and know my sheep, and am known of mine. As the Father knoweth me, even so I know the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. And we understand this is what Yahweh HaMashiach did for the nation of Israel. He laid down his life for his sheep. It says, and other sheep I have, other sheep that the Lord have, which is the northern kingdom. It says, other sheep that I have, which are not of this fold, because he was in Jerusalem. He was dealing with the southern kingdom at that time. This is who he was speaking about, the northern kingdom, the ones that was being grafted back in. He says, and other sheep I have, which are not of this fold, them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice. And who do you see other than the Negroes hearing his voice? The Hispanics and the natives, the Hispanic and native descent. It says, shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd. And this is exactly what we just read in Ezekiel 37. Exactly what we just read. So, Khan, go ahead.
Khan, give me 1 second. All right. See, hold on.
Hey, Salakia, and while you getting that, it goes into Ephesians 2 also, man, where he said he was going to break down that middle wall of partition, because the southern kingdom was not accepting the northern kingdom at the time. That's why Yahweh had to go to Paul and tell him to go to the Gentiles.
Let me see if I can pull this up really quick.
And this would be Salaki, and this would be at the end of the day, even though he sent Paul, it's Yahweh bringing this prophecy to pass, talking about and other sheep I have, which are not of this fold, them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd, man. What you looking for, Salakia?
One second,
So while he getting that, I guess I can get this Ephesians 2. So I'm gonna go over Ephesians 2 again. So this is Ephesians 2 and 11. It says, wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, right? So this is talking about the northern kingdom, who are called uncircumcised. And a lot of brothers try to say that this is not talking about the northern kingdom just because it talks about circumcision and uncircumcision. You have two different, you have the physical circumcision and you have the spiritual circumcision. The northern kingdom, we got to understand, the northern kingdom was taken away from Israel all the way going back to the Assyrian captivity. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, they was always brought back to the land until after the Roman captivity. But the northern kingdom wasn't able to come back to the fold like that since the Assyrian captivity. So it says, wherefore remember that ye being in times past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision, by that which is called circumcision in the flesh made by hands, that at the time ye were without Hamashiach. That's why Hamashiach said what he said in John chapter 10, where he says, I got other sheep that are not of this fold. It says being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel. They didn't get to enjoy the land, man, since the Assyrian captivity. Since dealing with Jeroboam and Rehoboam, man, they did not get to enjoy. They did not get to go back to the land like the southern kingdom did. It says, and it tells you that in Jeremiah chapter 3. It tells you that in Jeremiah chapter 3. He told you that he divorced Israel, man. And then he was talking down on the southern kingdom also. But he brought the southern kingdom back. Why? Because the southern kingdom is the head, man. So going back to Ephesians chapter 2, it says that at that time ye were without Hamashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel, and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope and without God in the world. Because they didn't know Hamashiach Yahushua or the Most High God through generations and generations, man. That's why when they came over here, they thought the damn white man was angels. It tells you that in the book of the devastation of the Indies. They didn't know anything because they was waxing worse and worse, being without Hamashiach Yahushua and the Most High God. It says, and that's why you see the northern kingdom, they are far more caught up in idolatry. They are way far caught up in idolatry, man. Dealing with Catholicism. Right? So it says, verse 13, it says, but now in Hamashiach, Yahushua, ye who sometimes were afar off are made nigh by the blood of Hamashiach. They are being brought back into the fold, man. And that's what it is. So I'm gonna keep going. It says, for he is our peace. All right, go ahead, Salaki.
No, you continue, right?
Right. So it says, for he is our peace, who have made both one. And this is what we just read in Ezekiel 37. Let me get that again for edification. We just read that in Ezekiel 37. He says that they shall be one stick in his hand. We shall become one. Right? So it says, Ezekiel 37 and 16 and 17. It says, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions. It's talking about Judah and then Benjamin and Levi. It says, then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, for all the house of Israel, his companions. And it's talking about the rest of the northern kingdom, man. That's in South America. It says, and join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. So going back to right here in Ephesians chapter 2 and 14, for he is our peace, who have made both one. We are one now. There really ain't no northern kingdom and southern kingdom no more. We're one now, man. It says, and have broken down the middle wall of partition between us. There ain't no more feuding between us. There ain't no more who's better than who. There ain't no more uncircumcision and circumcision between us no more. We are one now through the blood of Hamashiach Yahushua, man. So go ahead.
God. So I want to bring this out really quick. Let me pull this up 1 second, y'all. Let's see.
You say what?
I'm about to bring something out really quick. I'm just trying to find exactly what I'm looking for. I thought I had it saved on my laptop, but I don't see it. So, all right, so I can't exactly find it. But what I was going to show y'all is anybody can go to YouTube and type in grafting trees, right? And you will see that they're talking about how when you graft in trees, you have to have a tree of the same stock, right? Of the same family for it to actually work, right? Now, don't get caught up in Esau's trickery where they're using hybrids and things of that nature, and they're making these hybrids where they can graft in different type of family trees, right? So Salakia, shalom. So I had a video that I wanted to show, but I can't seem to find it for some reason. Let me see here. 1 second, y'all. Bear with me. Let me see if I can see it one more time.
I think when you click on a video, while I couldn't hear it last time, I think it was you got to share the audio.
Yeah, absolutely.
God, I didn't do that last time, so that was my fault.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see it, y'all. Dang, man, I wish I could ring this out. Yeah, I just don't see it. All right, but man, next time, Lord willing, we can bring it out. I should have thought about that beforehand, and that would have been nice to put into this lesson. So before we close out, do anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns? If so, put your questions in the chat, and we will answer your questions if y'all got questions. Shalom, Carlos. Shalom, I am Mexican native. Shalom, El Peinchi. I'm sorry if I slaughtered that. Shalom,
El
the Most High,
Panichi.
kind, Phoenici, kind. Shalom, Most High Servant Judah. Shalom, Aqua Tahawar. Shalom, Mac Ben Judah. Shalom, Soldier Tahawam. Officer Aharon, Sons of the Most High, and Raim in the building. Shalom, and everybody else that tuned in. Hey, if you can, hit the share button. The water. All right, let's see.
Hey, Salakia. So at the end of the day, man, if you do not agree with Romans 11 is talking about grafting back in the natives, the northern kingdom in totality, then you got to explain when they left and when was they supposed to be brought back, man. Because a lot of brothers do not agree with that. A lot of brothers don't agree with that Ephesians 2 either. But you got to explain when the Lord cast them away and when was he going to bring them back. Because we just read the Lord has not cast off his people. And we understand in totality that the natives and the Hispanics are from the nation of Israel, man. They do the same thing the Negroes do. They go through the same curses, man. Y'all should read the book of the native Indians. Man, they was going through this. They was getting hung. They was getting burnt alive, castrated. They was getting fed to dogs, man. They was going through the exact same curses we was going through.
Kind. Shalom. Kind. Y'all all good, man. Just share the video for us. Just let this get out, man. Share the video. The grafted in is bringing the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom back into the family. Period. All right. So I don't see any lessons coming in. Not lessons. Questions. Sorry. So I guess you got anything else you want to add? All right. So like we said at the beginning of the lesson, if y'all wasn't tuned in, we got another lesson live that's gonna be coming out Friday night. Y'all don't want to miss this lesson. I promise y'all, it's gonna be very edifying. Tune in, man. Y'all gonna really like it. So with that, I want to say the water to all the Akim and Akwaf that did tune in. Like I said, hit the share button, hit the like button, and let's get this out to the nation. And with that, we're going to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God Yahweh, by Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And with that, I want to say, Death to America, Shalom, Barakatah, Mashbakah.
Khan, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabrakatah. Shalom wa Barak Mashpakah.